This is Mellissa Thomas with Florida National News. We are here at Rene's Dynamic Sports Center, and we are here with Shihan Rene, who is the master here, and he is here with his 3 champions who just got back from Chattanooga. And can I have one of you guys turn around real quick? We're going to share with our audience where you guys just came from, the 2018 USA Boxing Eastern Elite Qualifier Regional Open Championships. That is a mouthful. Thank you so much. But all 3 of these gentlemen did the amazing feat of all winning gold. Many of the schools and training centers went there. Some came away with none. Some came away with 1 champion. This was the only facility that came away with 3. Let them know how it felt to make history and to come away 3 for 3 with gold medals.
Well, it felt wonderful. Well, when I went down there, I knew I was going to win gold, no doubt.
Doing the tournament, it was amazing because it's also one of the biggest tournaments, had 834 contestants. And, it just feels amazing that all 3 of us out of the group could get the gold, be victorious.
It was a great experience going to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and winning the championships because all 3 of us, we pushed each other to the next limit. So we was going to win regardless.
Give us your thoughts on the win in Chattanooga. How did it feel to bring that back?
I knew they was going to do it. I have full confidence in them. They're real dedicated, and like I said, I know they're going to do it. They're very dominant, they're very hungry, and they're very skilled fighters. I have very high expectations of them. They know it, and that's why they perform the way they perform.
Well, I think that they put forth everything that we prepared them to do. They didn't let anyone down. They were able to maintain their focus, their discipline, and I was very pleased with them because for them to achieve that, it was such a high honor. The competition was very tough. They were fighting against other athletes who were either champions or second to the champion. So they didn't have no walkthrough. These were wars. These were fights, and they did everything that they needed to do to prevail.
Kind of talk about the history and the legacy of this facility and the caliber of people that you've trained.
Well, there's been so many people that came to this gym. I've been here 23 years, and I've had everybody. I had top athletes, professional athletes like Sugar Ray Leonard, Hector Macho Camacho. I had Evander Holyfield. I had different people come in and out and train. I was blessed to have that ability to have them to come to me and recognize who I was in the community and the fact that I was one of the top trainers in the United States. I promoted, I don't know how many young men and women to the level of champions during that time, both amateur and professional, and it's just been surreal.
For our audience, let them know what first got you into martial arts, into boxing, because of course you've done several. You're very well trained. So let our audience know what first got you into it and what your specialties are.
Brooklyn, New York, School of Hard Knocks. Growing up in a tough environment and having to defend myself as the society dictated. I think I was around the age of 8 or 9 that I decided to learn something to ward off some of the attacks of the bullies. Bullies is nothing new. It's been there all the time. They just change from generation to generation, but they're still a bully. I was blessed to have met a gentleman by the name of Master George Cofield, who was able to instill in me a sense of confidence, and with that confidence came the development of character. Through the confidence and character, I could apply myself in martial art, in kickboxing, and boxing, and mixed martial art, because I had enough confidence in me with the character, because character is very important. You got to know how to be humble, and you got to have a certain amount of diplomacy, and that's what I got from that, and that's what made me who I am. So I've been doing this thing for a long time, and I'll continue to do this thing for a long time.
Awesome. And then lastly, what first made you decide to basically start pouring into that next generation? Like once you developed the character, once you got to a certain echelon, a certain level for yourself, what made you decide to start pouring into the next generation?
Society is so perplexed with all the atrocities, with the music and the culture and the electronics, and I could see where without proper guidance, they can go down primrose path. So I said, well, let me see what I can do if I can save a few and have them to achieve a certain amount of success in their life. I feel blessed because I think I was put here to be a shepherd and to garner them and to take them to the next level. So my job is always to do the best thing for them, which is get them off the street, inside the building. It's better to sweat in here than bleed outside.
So speak to our audience about the significance of mentorship and what that means to you, especially in getting these gentlemen to their various fights, getting sponsorships and things like that.
Well, I think it's very important that we recognize young men as they're coming up. I think it's very important of mentors, especially a male mentor, in young men's lives, because the chances of them committing a crime, chances of them dropping out of school, or even committing domestic violence when you have a leadership, a male base, and being able to look through a man's eyes, it enhances their growth. And I'm just so proud of these young men right here, Hawk, and these are on blast. They're #1 in the nation in their weight class, and they came back with the gold medal. And they're just growing up to be fine young men. They're excelling in their academics.
And talk about the importance of sponsorships and what that could mean for a sponsor to get behind these young men.
When we have a sponsorship, when they're traveling, like to the hotel, airline tickets, or even with the clothing and stuff like that, it helps lighten the load. And so we're always looking for a sponsor to get behind these young men because they're excelling. We're looking at two right now, looking to go to the 2020 Olympics, which is Diesel, which is right here, and a Blast. They're achieving points, and right now in the road that they're on, being #1 in the nation, it looks like that's going to happen. So we need sponsors, and because that's going all the way to Tokyo, Japan, in 2020 and stuff like that. So we're going to need a lot of stuff for them, and we need all the help that we can get.
Here with Armani, the legacy, Almestica, who's one of the gentlemen who trained with these 3 champions here. Obviously, these guys are here celebrating. We want to talk to this young man just to get his thoughts on training with Shihan Rene and his experience with training with the champions. So, first of all, give us your thoughts on them coming home with 3 gold medals. How does it feel to know that you're a part of something like that?
It was great. I felt super good. Like all the work that we was doing in the gym, all the training, the blood, the sweat, the tears, everything that we was going through, it all worked out at the end. It felt really great that I had my best friends, they're like my brothers. Came back with the W, it felt so good. I felt amazing. It was great. It was a goal that we accomplished.
We talked in depth at the gym, about how you guys felt about getting those medals, but how did it feel to cut loose today and just experience the joy of the win?
It was great because we could finally go out and have fun. After all the training we did, we get to relax and chill and have fun.
It was wonderful knowing that we won. Now we're all of us are celebrating, and now I know we're still going back to train.
It feels nice knowing that, we put in the hard work during the gym. Now we have a chance to relax, get to celebrate.
Speak to how it felt, how gratifying it is for you to be able to sponsor an event like this for them, 3 area champions.
Well, I'm very proud of it to have these gentlemen here with us tonight. I look forward to hopefully seeing them in the future. I'd love to see them in Tokyo in 2020. It's just what we do. I get back to the community, and hopefully people see this too and get us back. We're also in the business, have more people come out to us. So I look forward to having these gentlemen. I appreciate you guys coming in today. Hopefully you guys do really great. You guys are 3 young gentlemen great gentlemen so far that met them, and I really look forward to having them represent our country.